In search of a new chapter in their lives, Susie Thomas, her husband Timothy, and their 4 children bid farewell to their rural hometown and embraced the allure of Peaks Bay enchanting coastline. Timothy's allergies to farm life had become a constant source of discomfort, driving the family to pursue their long-held aspiration of residing near the soothing embrace of the ocean waves. With their dreams now a reality, the family eagerly embraced the opportunity to relish the pleasures of their newfound coastal paradise. As the sun washed over the shores of Peak Bay on a fateful day, Susie, Timothy, and the children reveled in the promise of a delightful afternoon by the beach. Joined by their cherished friend Kevin Campbell, their hearts brimmed with joy as they embarked on a shared adventure. They eagerly anticipated the memories they would create together amidst the shimmering sands and gentle caress of the sea breeze. With the beach as their backdrop, the family found their place in the golden sand, their excitement palpable. Susie, Timothy, and Kevin readied themselves for underwater exploration in search of the delectable scallops beneath the ocean's surface. Equipped with snorkels and gear, they exchanged glances filled with anticipation, their minds already envisioning the bountiful scallops that awaited them. Susie and Timothy, with a mixture of excitement and a touch of caution, turned their attention to their children, absorbed in their joyful play on the sun-kissed shore. Aware of their parental duty, they approached their little ones, sharing their intentions to venture into the water, assuring them that their presence would remain within close reach. Engrossed by their sandcastles and giggles, the children acknowledged their parents with brief nods and hasty goodbyes. Once Timothy and Kevin had gathered enough scallops, they walked back to the shore and settled themselves, patiently waiting for Susie to finish her scallop search. They chatted and laughed, shared playful jokes, and teasing the kids about who had collected the most scallops. Captivated by breathtaking underwater scenery, Susie was completely absorbed in the sights. Then, in a moment of realization, she noticed her collection had exceeded her initial plan. With a leisurely turn, she started swimming back towards her family, eager to join them with her unexpected abundance of scallops. Little did Susie know, a gigantic 22-foot great white shark lurked beneath the sea's surface. The hungry predator was on the prowl, constantly searching for its next meal. Its keen senses detected Susie's movements and felt the subtle vibration she made in the water. The shark's dark eyes darted around, searching for potential prey. Susie unwittingly became the focus of its curiosity, as the shark wondered if she might be an injured fish or an easy target for a tasty snack. The great white shark continued to look for signs of activity as it moved closer to where Susie was. Suddenly, Susie's upper body appeared above the water in the 7-foot deep sea, capturing the shark's interest. Unaware of the impending threat, Susie leisurely swam towards Timothy and Kevin without care. In a bone-chilling moment that could easily be mistaken for a scene from a terrifying film, the shark zeroed in on its target and burst through the water's surface with an incredible display of strength. Susie was catapulted into the air, soaring several feet high, while the shark firmly clamped its jaws around her waist. The predator forcefully descended back into the water, its grip on Susie growing tighter with each passing second. With a jaw capable of immense power, the shark ruthlessly thrashed its head back and forth, instinctively utilizing its technique to rend limbs, bones, and flesh apart. The ferocity of its bite was overwhelming as the shark tore through anything in its path. As the horrifying spectacle unfolded, the once pristine water surrounding them transformed into a nightmarish hue of deep red, stained by the intense violence of the encounter. Immobile with shock, Timothy suddenly awakened from his daze, driven by an instinctual impulse to plunge into the water and rescue Susie from the clutches of the relentless predator. Yet, Kevin and the children swiftly grabbed hold of him, their grip firm and resolute, recognizing the futility of such a daring act against the overpowering might of the shark. Timothy's anguished pleas, filled with desperation and sorrow, pierced the air, their echoes resounding as a testament to the irreversible loss they were forced to witness. Motionless and speechless, the men and children stood frozen, their gazes transfixed upon the ghastly sight of Susie's lifeless torso gently bobbing in the water. her face obscured beneath the surface. The savage attack inflicted by the ruthless shark had severed her body cleanly at the waist, leaving a gruesome testament to the unforgiving brutality of nature. As if taunting their already shattered senses, the great white shark resurfaced one final time, its jaws closing around Susie's head with horrifying precision. In a swift and chilling display, the predator claimed its final triumph before vanishing into the ocean's dark depths, leaving behind a haunting silence that echoed in the hearts of the onlookers. The narrative continued its somber course as determined rescuers spared no effort to recover Susie's lost body. Tirelessly combing the vast expanse of water day after day, their eyes strained for any glimpse of her elusive remains. However, the unforgiving ocean guarded its secrets tightly, refusing to yield even a trace of her existence. With heavy hearts and a sense of resignation, the searchers reluctantly acknowledged the futility of their endeavors. The haunting truth settled upon them. The great white shark had returned to claim Susie's shattered remains, erasing any chance of finding solace in a proper farewell. Little Bay is a hidden gem on the outskirts of Sydney, Australia. Its uncrowded beaches and serene atmosphere offer a peaceful and authentic experience. The bay is known for its clear water and low pollution, making it an environmentally friendly coastal region. It's a haven for swimmers and adventurers, with exciting waves and scenic golf clubs. Although shark attacks are rare, visitors are aware of the presence of great white sharks. Little Bay is a special place where nature and humans coexist in harmony. It's a tranquil sanctuary amidst the vibrant city life of Sydney, providing a memorable and refreshing escape. Stephen Norton, a 35-year-old man who used to serve in the Army, recently moved to Australia to start a new life with his fiancée, Jennifer Johnson. Stephen loves swimming and scuba diving, so he was excited to live near the coast. He settled just a few kilometers away from Little Bay, which was perfect for him. Stephen signed up for local swimming, so to prepare for the race, he swam in the bay every day for at least half an hour. Stephen put on his black wetsuit one warm Wednesday evening and went to Buchan Point, a quiet part of Little Bay, with rocky ground that not many people go to. He was hoping to enjoy a calm swim without any disruptions. When Stephen stepped into the lagoon's water, he saw some fishermen on the steep cliff, casting their fishing lines. He was careful not to get caught in their hooks as he swam away from the beach. Despite the strong breeze pushing against him, Stephen kept swimming until he reached a spot about 150 meters from the shore. Normally, this is where he would begin practicing his swimming techniques, getting lost in the rhythm of his strokes, like he had done countless times before. Little did Stephen know, a gigantic 15-foot great white shark emerged from the deep crystal blue water. Sharks have extraordinary hearing that helps them find prey without being noticed. They can detect low-frequency vibrations, like those made by injured fish. With stealthy movements, the shark gradually approached the rocky edge of the lagoon, carefully scanning for any signs of activity. Meanwhile, as Stephen carried on with his strokes, the gentle ripples he created on the water's surface unknowingly caught the attention of the great white, drawing it closer and closer to his precise location. When great white sharks hunt near the ocean's surface, they burst through the water, leaping into the air with their mouths wide open. By doing this, they can grab their prey and cause serious harm to important organs. Unaware of the looming peril, Stephen continued his swim as the great white shark drew closer, mere meters away. With a sudden burst of power, the colossal shark propelled itself through the water, lifting Stephen high into the air. In a terrifying instant, the shark's razor-sharp jaws clamped onto Stephen's torso, causing severe internal injuries and maiming his limbs. The impact of the shark crashing back into the water echoed like thunder, jolting everyone in the vicinity. The tranquil lagoon transformed into a horror scene as the water surrounding Stephen rapidly turned a gruesome shade of red. Summoning every ounce of strength left in him, Stephen fought desperately to escape the predator's grip, propelling himself through the water with sheer determination. Even though his energy waned, he refused to succumb, desperately striving to swim away from the looming danger. On the beach, the fishermen, paralyzed by shock at first, finally sprang into action. They urgently signaled for help, calling the nearby lifeguards for assistance. Amidst the chaos, one eyewitness grabbed their phone and started recording the horrific scene, capturing the infamous video that would haunt viewers. The lifeguards swiftly sprang into action, alerted by the distress signals, racing towards Stephen's location. However, the cruel reality was that time had run out. The relentless shark once again sank its teeth into Stephen's already mangled body, violently thrashing him from side to side. The forceful motion created a gruesome spectacle as splashes of crimson blood and torn flesh sprayed across the tranquil lagoon. Limbs were brutally torn away, leaving Stephen in mortal injury, his life hanging by a thread. After the brutal onslaught, the massive white retreated to the lagoon's depths, leaving a trail of mangled carcasses and ripped flesh in its wake. Stephen succumbed to his injuries from the great white's ruthless attack. He was pronounced dead upon arrival at the hospital. The devastating shark attack at Little Bay deeply scarred the witnesses, forever etching the horrifying event in their minds. Word of the incident quickly spread, serving as a grim reminder to visitors that even in a place known for rare shark encounters, the hazardous nature of the ocean should never be taken lightly. On the third day of their vacation in the Bahamas, the Smiths eagerly embraced the sunrise, eager to embark on another exciting day. They had always dreamt of visiting this island country, which lived up to its reputation of being stunning and exhilarating. Juliana Smith, a 19-year-old girl from Orlando, Florida, had the time of her life, surrounded by the pristine sandy beaches, accompanied by her family and her girlfriend, Kristen. In Orlando, Juliana dedicated her time to studying business administration at the University of Central Florida, while her girlfriend, Kristen, pursued a similar path. As the clock struck noon and their daily tasks were accomplished, the family eagerly anticipated a moment of relaxation and a chance to soak in the beauty of their surroundings. The family was supposed to go on a trip to Rose Island via their rented ferry. Everyone was excited as Rose Island was a famous destination in the Bahamas, with its crystal-clear water and stunning white sand beaches. With excitement and joy in their hearts, the lively family stepped onto the small ferry, their faces adorned with smiles and palpable energy that showed how they were looking forward to this trip. With a sense of eagerness, the Smiths embarked on what they believed to be a brief and delightful adventure. The ferry floated on beautiful blue water, even though the sun was hidden by the clouds. The family was getting ready for snorkeling, but Scott, Juliana's brother, and her girlfriend Kristen chose to swim along the beach instead. Juliana and her mother, Lena, wanted to snorkel, so the family split up temporarily. Juliana said goodbye to her family. Kristen kissed Juliana's forehead and promised to see her later. Juliana waved and walked with Lena to the other side of the beach, while the rest of the family left, bidding her a happy goodbye. Juliana and Lena followed the guide to the snorkeling spot. They enjoyed the scenic trail with its lush vegetation and encountered peacocks and other exotic birds. The trail had benches, locker rooms, and bathrooms scattered along it. As they walked, they talked about school and life in general. Juliana, being the adventurer that she is, was excited. They reached the snorkeling spot and put on their wetsuits. Juliana was especially eager to see the underwater creatures and swam towards deeper waters, marveling at the beauty through her goggles. The timing was perfect, with sunlight gradually illuminating the coral reefs below. Lena also enjoyed exploring underwater. However, they had no idea that a devastating event would unfold, shattering this idyllic moment. As Lena marveled at the beauty beneath the water, she was suddenly alarmed by Juliana's cry for help. When she turned to look in Juliana's direction, she saw fins surrounding her. At first, Lena thought it was a friendly pod of dolphins surrounding Juliana, ready to share a thrilling discovery. But as she looked closer, a feeling of dread washed over Lena. A group of tiger sharks had rapidly appeared, emerging from the deep, and were now closing in on Juliana. Lena acted on pure instinct, her voice echoing across the water as she desperately called out to Juliana, urging her to swim toward safety. But her heartfelt cries fell on deaf ears as Juliana remained paralyzed in fear. In a sudden and terrifying turn of events, the ravenous sharks lunged forward, their powerful jaws clamping down on Juliana's vulnerable body, leaving a trail of painful bites in their wake. Fueled by sheer determination, Juliana fought back with every ounce of strength she possessed. However, her valiant struggle provoked the sharks further, intensifying their frenzied state. As the battle unfolded, the tranquil blue waters transformed into a horrifying scene, stained red by the profuse flow of Juliana's blood. Overwhelmed by the relentless assault and the agony coursing through her injured body, Juliana's cries pierced the air, filled with a bone-chilling mixture of fear and pain. Fortunately, the urgent cries of the distressed woman caught the attention of a passing fishing boat. In a rush of adrenaline, the fishermen swiftly reacted, propelled by a surge of determination. They seized their harpoons to strike down the relentless sharks that had targeted Juliana. With each thrust of the harpoon, they pierced the flesh of the attacking predators, inflicting injuries that caused some of them to recoil in agony and retreat to the ocean's murky depths. Finally, the fishermen managed to ward off the immediate danger. A sense of relief washed over Lena as they were rescued and brought aboard the fishing boat. However, it became painfully clear upon closer examination that Juliana's body bore the unmistakable marks of the brutal onslaught. Her form was gruesomely disfigured from the vicious attacks she had endured. News of the shark attack spread, reaching the ears of the Smiths, who were peacefully petting pigs along the beach. They were horrified to learn that sharks had attacked their daughter in the snorkeling area. Minutes later, a boat from the rescuers responded to the distress call. Filled with dread, Scott and the rest of the family rushed to aid Juliana. An ambulance promptly transported Juliana to a hospital in Nassau. However, medical professionals, despite their best efforts, pronounced her dead upon arrival. The devastating news shattered the Smiths when they arrived at the hospital, their hopes crushed by the cruel reality. Juliana had succumbed to her severe injuries, leaving her loved ones consumed by grief and anguish.